Since 2004, Rodgers Stein Chiropractic has offered spine and joint manipulation services to residents of Montgomery County and surrounding areas. Conditions treated include lower back pain, migraines, headaches, whiplash, carpal tunnel, neck pain, sciatica, joint pain, sports injuries, herniated discs, and complications from pregnancy. Rodgers Stein Chiropractic, led by Dr. Stacy Rogers and Dr. Brian McGee, is an integrity-verified chiropractic clinic. Call 936-441-9990 for an appointment or visit RodgersSteinChiropractic.com. That's RODGERSSTEIN chiropractic.com.
Team Sinisi is a proud sponsor of Conroe Culture News. Vinny Sinisi and his professional team provide comprehensive real estate services throughout the greater Montgomery County area and beyond. Whether looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate, Team Sinisi has an impeccable reputation. Contact Team Sinisi for a great experience at teamsinisi.com. That's TEAMSINISI.com.
And we are back for our second segment today, and I am with Dr. Stacy Rodgers, and she has been a sponsor of our show for, seems like a period of time, I don't know how long, more than a year, 2 years, I'm not sure. So we love to have her come back on and tell a little bit about her practice in person so that you hear from her instead of just me and what's going on. And then she's also a founding member of Montgomery County Association Businesswomen, so we will talk a little bit about that. So first of all, she is located, her office, at 3303 West Davis by Conroe High School in Taco Bell. You cannot miss it. And she has had to move offices several times because she keeps increasing the capacity to help people. The more patients, she brings in more doctors. And you can find out all about her on her website, which is RodgersSteinChiropractic.com. You can find her very easily on the Facebook page. So with that, Dr. Stacy Rogers. So how are you today?
I'm great, Margie. Good to see you. Thanks for having me on the show.
And I know you're very passionate about what you do. You work with all the way from the prenatal in helping moms have a better labor experience by coming in and seeing you, from then afterwards, newborns, kids. You get the kids engaged. You have special programs, special Saturdays, no, not necessarily Saturdays, special events that engage the kids, dress up days, heroes days. I mean, all kinds of things, all the way up to people that are professional athletes or just work a lot, or firefighters or law enforcement, all of that, right?
Absolutely.
So how long have you been in business?
Oh, going on 17 years. It's 17. Flown by. I know. How did that happen?
Wow. But you love it.
I love what I do. Yes.
You love it.
Love it.
And like I said, where you are, you're off of Highway 105 and by Conroe High School. And you've always been in Conroe.
Always in Conroe.
So why Conroe? Why did you decide to come out here?
What isn't there not to love about Conroe?
Oh, I
know. Just love the people, love this community, and still like to go to meetings, and everybody still gives a hug. When we stop doing that, I have to move out of Conroe. But go to a chamber meeting, it's like meeting up with friends, and it's always very welcoming. It always has been. I think there are tons of things to do in our area recreationally, whether it's sports or restaurants, or our parks are fantastic, and the lake, of course.
Oh, yes, of course. And you're involved in kids. You're part of the Montgomery County Fair Association as well, which kind of takes it to another degree. You're all about the families and keeping them healthy holistically. What does that mean exactly?
Well, what has happened, unfortunately, in our country is that, especially with the crisis that we are in now, people are not, they don't have ownership in how healthy they are or are not. And our mission is to help get people to where they understand more about health and how to stay healthy rather than waiting until they're sick and then it becoming a problem. So that's our mission, is to get people working and operating from a more healthy standpoint rather than waiting until they're sick. And that means we have to change things generationally. We've got to teach our kids how to take care of themselves from a very, very young age and to have ownership for their health instead of waiting until they're sick and then they completely depend on someone else to help them.
And that's how you usually get new patients, right? They're in pain, they don't feel good, something like that. But what people don't realize that through the chiropractic care, you treat the whole body. And there's so many things, whether it's allergies or I don't even know. But there's a whole degree of things that chiropractic care can help with.
Absolutely. And that's the beauty of what we do, is when you are functioning better, most of the time people think that we're back pain or neck pain doctors, and we are that, but we're really nerve doctors, and that the nervous system influences everything that happens. So what we do is help the nervous system work better so you can be more healthy.
I need to go in there. I keep thinking about it as I'm talking about this. So you also have what's called the Webster Technique. Tell me about that.
The Webster Technique was originally designed by Dr. Larry Webster, and he developed this technique to help women be more comfortable in their pregnancy. And when your pelvis is in alignment, then it is much easier to carry a human as you're making a human, and much easier to deliver it. So the Webster Technique is all about getting the pelvis in alignment, and the benefit of it is shorter labor times, shorter recovery time, and a lot more comfortable during pregnancy.
I think it would be less stress on the baby as
well. Yes. So if there's not enough room because the bones aren't in alignment, then everybody's going to be uncomfortable, not just mama.
Right. So that's a very unique thing, and not everybody is trained in that. And then you also have a certification in the Cox technique.
Yes, and all of the doctors in our offices are trained in the Webster technique. So you can come in at any time and see a doctor that is Webster certified, and count on the fact that all the doctors know what they're doing. How
many doctors do you have?
5, and we have a 6th one coming in.
Oh my goodness.
January.
Are you expanding again?
We are.
Yes?
We are, yes.
So your building is still going to be there, but you're going to use more office space.
And we're going to be opening another location, which that we're not announcing yet. Yes.
Okay. Okay. Well, because you need to, right?
Yes.
So are you still taking new patients?
All day, every day.
Do you have a specialty that you like to work with?
You know, Margie, everyone always asks me that. And I think sometimes people really want to pin you down into a specialty. And I guess because I've been practicing for such a long time, I've actually been practicing since 2000. I really love everything that we do. So I enjoy working with the babies. That has been one of the most fun things in practicing, is working with those littles.
You have a good connection with young kids. You really do. And it's very evident.
It's so fun, and it allows me as a practitioner to have fun, because the kids aren't going to like coming unless you are fun. And so I get to let my hair down and just enjoy.
And that's good for you.
Enjoy that. It's good for me, because that's hard for me to do, because I'm always so serious.
I know that. I know you are.
And then I love just the everyday person, you know, the mom that is working a full-time job, that's in the evenings running kids to fall ball and soccer, and hasn't any time for herself, doesn't even think about herself, and comes in and not knowing all of the things that we can do, not knowing that the low back pain is related to the pain in the hips that causes the numbness that goes down the legs, to not being able to move, and the weight that she's gained, being perimenopausal, to her headaches that she's had, and really looking at that whole person. I like working with the everyday person. I can identify with that.
And seeing the results.
And then, you know, I also like the really complicated cases where someone comes in and they're like, well, you know, I'm only here because it's my last resort. I think it's this, or I'm going to have
back surgery or whatever.
Right. And it's like, well, let's get started. And then with the Cox technique, most of our patients that have been told they need surgery don't have to go. So being able to give patients that have some of those worst possible scenarios.
And a large recovery time, too.
Right. So disc problems, pain that radiates from the arm, from the neck into the arm, or low back into the leg, and stenosis. A lot of times people think, oh, well, I'm just getting older. They told me I have stenosis and I'm just stuck with it. And they sit for a while in a meeting and then they go to stand up and they can't stand up straight. And they think, well, it's just going to be that way. So it's really, it's fun. It's an honor to be able to restore someone. They're like, well, life's just going to be this way. And then it's not. So that I really love that. It is. I love that.
When I talk to you, I can just see you. It's about hands-on. I don't like the word manipulate, but basically you are touching the back areas or the neck or the whatever, because that is the nerves that go all the way down,
right,
that then give signals up to the brain of how you're going to feel. So it really is pretty important. It's more than the physical outward that you see. It connects to everything you do, right?
Yes. So only 10% of your nerve fibers are pain fibers. 90% is function. So if you think about that ratio, 10% is causing that pain. What else is happening from a functional perspective? So it's much more than just I have back pain.
There's a lot behind it, and you're good at what you do. You're very professional. You listen, you explore, you do the x-rays. You have x-rays in your office,
we
right?
do. We have on-site x-rays and always have. And that's a big benefit because
instead of having to send somebody out.
Without, a lot of times people will think that something is wrong, but then when you actually can show them on x-ray what is wrong and go through that with them, and so many times patients don't get a chance to look at their x-rays, and that's really sad. So,
or have someone go over it
right,
with them.
No one will sit down and go over that with them,
especially these days.
It's a really tough environment for sure that day in the traditional setting. Yeah. So I pride our office on sitting down and actually listening to someone's problem. So we're going to thoroughly go through everything, and it's more like a conversation rather than
just treatment.
Yes.
And you don't have to, you're not all about taking medication. You're about seeing what you can do first before that. What other ways can we handle this issue that you're having?
Right.
So I love that. You've been involved with this for so long, and you do some things. You have special kids' days where you dress up, and do you have one coming up forward?
We just had one, and that theme was favorite Disney character. So that was awesome. We had Moana. We had lots of Disney princesses.
How did you dress up?
You'll have to get on our Facebook page and see.
Oh, we'll go look. Okay, but you always have fun. And that's really the nice thing, because you're very professional and you like to stay in the lines. But when I see you having fun with kids, it's just so different. It is just so gratifying to me to see you having fun with the kids, because you care and you know that that's the way that you're going to be able to connect with them.
Right.
And lower their fears of coming in, and you really want to do that.
That is a goal.
You want to start them with a younger age, and you give back to CASA.
Yes.
So with every new patient, you give back to CASA.
Yes.
Is it still $25?
It's $25, and those are, if we meet you out at a community event. So if it's not necessarily
it's an outreach.
It's an outreach thing that we do. So if you called in from the show today and you said, I heard Dr. Stacy on the radio, then we would extend that offer.
It's out in the community. So you like being involved in the community, and we talked about the Montgomery County Fair Association. You're also a member of the Conroe Chamber and have been very involved for since the beginning, I'm assuming. Since the beginning of time, whatever that is. But you are also a founding member of the Montgomery County Association of Businesswomen. And they just celebrated with Carol Gooch the Sweet 16 anniversary. Sweet 16. 16 years. And they do a lot of events. This is a professional networking organization for women, but they have a lot of fun. So they have a monthly luncheon at Incredible Pizza the fourth Tuesday of the month. And then they also have two morning, like 9 o'clock type things via Zoom with the Conroe Chamber and the Woodlands Chamber. But that's irrelevant which chamber. It's all about the membership and guests and things like that. So with the Zoom call, we all know how Zoom calls go. You get on and they're not in person. And I don't know when that'll change, but people like the convenience of that. So there's usually a speaker. And you've done that before too. Yes. And then there's an after hours. So every month there's an after hours social that goes on, and this month you will be hosting that October 14th, Thursday, October 14th. I believe it starts at 5 o'clock, and that's going to be at your practice, Rodgers Stein Chiropractic, at 3303 West Davis. And we'll get a tour. I'm sure there'll be food, right?
Yes, All-Star Catering will.
Of course. Catering Cody.
Catering Cody will be there.
With all his wonderful eatables.
Yes, we're finalizing the menu. Candace sent it over today, so we're finalizing the menu today, but most likely candied bacon.
Oh, yes, and it's so good.
Yes.
It's so good. You have to have more than one.
And then we'll have wine and want to invite the community out. You don't necessarily have to be a member of MCABW to come and join us for after hours. Come find out what MCABW is all about and come learn about our practice. Come have some snacks and relax a little bit after work, meet other people in the community.
See your facility,
yes.
Maybe take a tour of how it all works.
Lots of prizes there.
Always
prizes, little appetizers, and relax. So we really want the community to know that they're welcome, and we'd love for them to come and join us.
And you like to be a part of this. I think you do this like once a year. I don't know about 2020, but
2020, no.
I don't even know. It came and been and it moved on. But generally you host an after hours, and you also have other events that you are that you partake in, like a ladies' night out type of deal. And I don't think you've had one of recently.
Not since the pandemic.
Yes.
Wanting to just kind of see how things go a little bit and let things calm down a little bit before we have that.
So, but the neat thing about MCABW, it is only $100 annual fee, $100. I mean, and you get to be involved in all these things. They also have, besides the fourth Thursday luncheon, they have one that meets at the Pizza Shack over on 105 in Montgomery. And they have a whole host of different things to get involved with. So everybody's schedule is a little crazy at times, so you can't go to everything. Just try to go to something. So you can go to mcabw.org, and when you do that, on the right-hand side, you'll see a listing of all the different events, including the one that you're hosting.
Yes.
And again, that is October 14th, so that will be an opportunity to meet other ladies in the community and see the Rodgers Stein Chiropractic, meet the doctors, see the facility, see what they do. Because, sometimes it's hard to really make a decision on something if you haven't walked in and met the people and trust them. Trust is really an important thing. So you have to form a relationship with people. What am I missing, Stacey?
Well, the after hours on October 14th with MCABW, it's from 5 to 7.
Yes. It's from 5 to 7.
5 to 7. And
you don't have to pay. You just show up.
That's right. It's free. So the whole community is welcome. And it's at 3303 West Davis. So the new parking lot for Conroe High School is where the entrance to our parking lot is. So we're across the street from the brand new parking lot for Conroe High School.
Okay. That was something I did not know. But
they just opened it. It's
wow.
Like, wow, when you look out there, that construction is starting to calm down some.
Well, that's nice. Well, thank you very much. And again, you can go to Rodgers Stein RodgersSteinChiropractic.com is the website. You can follow the Facebook page, the same, Rodgers Stein Chiropractic, and learn more about Dr. Stacy and all of her physicians that work with her, a total of 6. But she's the lady in charge. So thank you all very much, and we appreciate your sponsorship and look forward to visiting you on October 14th.